Assad wants right now is just to get the war over, get the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia out of his country.
So he can begin rebuilding his country.
But he can't rebuild his country without money.
Right.
And Syria's money comes from oil. And the United States of America has now stolen Syria's oil. And President Trump is bragging about it.
Right.
We've secured the oil.
Now, notice that we went from we're pulling all the troops out of Syria. Is that the case? Have we pulled all the troops out of Syria?
No, that's what President Trump promised he would do.
Right. But we heard it in the clip that we saw just at the beginning of the Godcast today. President Trump himself said that we're going to leave a few troops there. Well, can you explain that number, few? I mean, few to me is 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. Is that all we're leaving in Syria? Just 2 or 3 troops?
2 to 3,000, maybe 4, 5, 6,000. I mean, how many troops does it take to guard oil fields?
And you know, oil fields, they're scattered over hundreds of miles. So we're really not getting the full story, are we?
No, we're not.
And for Joe Biden to come out and say, you heard him criticizing the president about pulling the troops out. But at the same time, it sounded like he was saying, we ought to go in there and just start bombing and fighting and doing. This is a Democrat talking.
Yes. And what's your point?
Well, yeah.
There's one party, yes. The war party.
The war party.
It doesn't matter if they get rid of Donald Trump and put Biden in, you're going to get war.
That's right.
It doesn't matter who's in the White House because the Israeli Zionists control the White House, they control the Congress, they control everything in this country.
And Joe Biden himself has said he's a Zionist. Right out of his mouth, he says he's a Zionist.
Of course.
So it's not, you know, something we made up. You could actually look it up and say, I am a Zionist. All right?
Doc, back in, you know, when George W. Bush invaded Iraq, okay, a lot of Democrats were saying it's all about the oil. I tried to tell people back then, no, the United States of America doesn't have the oil. American troops are fighting and dying and bleeding so that some wealthy people will get the oil.
Yes.
But it's not going to benefit the people of the United States of America. A lot of people back then were saying, well, Rick, you know, it's America and we got to go in there and just get that oil. That's the way it is, and it's better for the American people. We have that oil. We don't have to buy it from those Arabs.
It's okay to steal.
Steal, rape, plunder, you know, all that. But that was their argument. But
I heard the arguments too.
I kept trying to tell people, you don't get it. You just don't get it. Yes, the oil is being secured in Iraq,
yes,
but not for the American people, but for the international banksters, for a small handful of billionaires who will profit from that oil. The American people aren't going to see anything. Now, what President Trump, he's just outright saying it. Hey, we took the oil. I mean, he's not even bashful. He's not covering it up. We took the oil. We have it. We're going to keep it.